So
Well, I'm not Shakira.
you're not Shakira.
I'm not Shakira. She will say hips don't lie. I will say figures don't lie.
Figures don't lie. Oh.
And the non-teaching staff had gone on strike at that time. Students took it upon themselves to wash the building completely clean. We took it.
SC Maturity and SIBM both had a women dress code of saris.
That was in the old days.
The old, sir,
It
I'm
was
not
there.
that old as well, but
Yeah.
2007, 2009, you
Yeah,
will not know.
my favorite lines to them is that, look, I'm not Sir Winston Churchill. Okay, so I won't promise you blood. But sweat and tears definitely I will promise you. And I keep my promise, you can check with my students. So, that toughening, that process starts from day one itself. Yes, obviously, we give them the best of conceptual inputs, we give them the best of, whatever is required to be contemporary, whatever is required to be relevant. And my focus is never, what is going to be relevant today. So if my student is joining today, is my student going to be relevant 2 years down the line? Right? This is where we talk about being future proof, not future ready.
All right, hi everyone, welcome on board. Hope you guys are doing absolutely fine. Today I'm here at SIBM Pune with Director Sir Shrirang sir. Hi sir, welcome on board.
Hi, welcome to SIBM.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for calling me here. By the way, you are killing it right now. NRF ranked 13, highest placement 49 lakhs, average placement 28.16 lakh, median 25 lakhs per annum. Sir, how does it feel you being an alumni of the school in 1984, 83?
1983.
1983, near about the time I was born. And
Okay,
sir,
you're making me feel old.
no,
Okay, I'm not that ancient. So you can say it's my second childhood going on.
it's your second childhood going on.
So I'm younger
Lovely.
than you.
I'm sure this conversation is going to be really, really amazing. Great, sir. How does it feel coming back to your alma mater after around 2006? You joined the SIBM group.
Yes, I joined not SIBM group.
Yeah, Symbiosis.
Symbiosis, more particularly our university, SIU.
Yeah.
I joined here as a faculty in 2006, spent about 23 plus years in industry, then came here. 2006 to almost 2010, early 2011 I was here, and in 2011 I was asked to move to Noida.
Okay.
It was a nascent campus at that time. First time I think we had moved north. We had already established Bangalore in 2008, but this is the first time we were moving towards the north.
Right.
It was important for us because most of our students at that time would come from the north. If you look at it today, it's a complete spread countrywide.
Right.
But it was a very sensitive sort of assignment, and I moved there into 2011.
Yeah.
I was there till almost 2019 when my management asked me to move to Nagpur, take over that campus, which is our second biggest campus, set it up, established it till last year. And then the director of SIBM, who was there at that time, Dr. Raman, he got elevated as the vice chancellor of the university, and I was fortunate enough to have been brought back.
Wow.
And of course, it's a great honor, I would say. I put it that way, that it's a great honor to head the institution where you once studied.
Super.
But at the same time, I think it puts a greater sense of responsibility on you.
Yeah.
So I look at it more as a responsibility.
Sir is very passionate. With due respect to SCMHRD, Neelam Netra ma'am, she would be listening to this.
No, Netra is a very good
Come
friend
on, sir. I'm going to tell on the camera what are you told about her. No,
you're most welcome. You're most welcome. See, Netra and I have shared a fantastic rapport. We are sister institutions. We are part of the same group. Yeah, a little bit of professional, I won't even call it rivalry, but a little bit of leg pulling is bound to happen.
Hona bhi chahiye, sir.
But or hona bhi chahiye, otherwise where is the spice?
Just for the reference, so SCMHRD, SIBM, they compete, they don't compete, I don't know, but Snap ke through people choose SIBM for first and then SCMHRD, and then don't take any other examination. So,
well, I'm not Shakira.
You're not Shakira?
I'm not Shakira. She will say hips don't lie. I will say figures don't lie.
Figures don't lie. Oh. Sir, this is going to be an amazing podcast. I'm already having fun. Great. Sir, how was those days of SIBM? Is it like a lush green campus at that time as well? Like
Well,
the way
it was an amazing campus. Let me tell you, when we were at SB Road, when I was a student, that's what you're asking about, right?
Yeah.
When I was a student, we were on SB Road. We had one small building which had 4 classrooms. And we were running the MBA program and the MPM program also at the same time. And I guess when one went in, the other would come out. So MBA 2 years, MPM 2 years, so 4 classrooms.
Yeah,
You can
okay.
understand. And then with specializations, we had a problem.
Okay.
But we managed. We never complained. And I think those days were just amazing.
Yeah.
We didn't have any facilities.
Right.
Dr. Muzumdar wanted to give us, and trust me, he did his best. And what was his vision then got transformed into what is here at Lovely, what is here in our off-campus centers, whether you go to Bangalore, whether you go to Noida, you go to Nasik, you go to Nagpur, wherever you go, you will see this, or Hyderabad for that
Right,
matter.
right.
Because now we have 4 off-campus centers outside the state.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it is just his vision. And one thing that we have always seen in Symbiosis is that the student has always been the focal point of our attention. And whatever we do, it is for the benefit of the students, and that has continued. So yeah, in those days, nothing much was developed. We were in that small little building. We loved it.
Yeah.
We loved it to the extent that I can tell you one thing, that HUL was going to come on campus for the first time, and I'm talking about 1983. And the non-teaching staff had gone on strike at that time. Students took it upon themselves to wash the building completely clean. We took it.
What?
And we did it happily.
Wow.
But that's the kind of passion, that SIBM students have for the institute. And, I'm so happy to see that it has continued throughout these ages, even till today. Now, last Saturday, this Saturday, just now, we had an alumni meet in Bangalore where we had about 215 odd students, alumni, who came together. And you'll be surprised, alumni from the first batch which passed out in 1980 were also present.
Wow.
Just because SIBM was coming to town, they came.
Superb.
That's an emotional cord that we have with all our students.
Great. So yeah, I'm sure this will be a lot of responsibility, and coming back to your own alma mater after nearly 40 years of time,
Yes.
of course. Great, sir. Great. Okay, what's your vision as a director, sir? आप क्या सोच रहे हैं? क्या बनाना है इसको? I was telling you, I was in Excel Right Jamshedpur, 1949 established. They say for the greater good. SPJain Bombay, my own school. Again, a little bit younger institution, but again leaving a
And
mark.
we started around the same time.
Similar time, right.
Similar time.
Similar time.
SPJain, NMIMS, and us, we started a few years, a
Plus,
couple of years
minus.
plus or minus.
True. What's your vision, sir? अगर you have to bring some changes ये B-School के अंदर in your next few years, that many more years at SIBM.
Well, there is something that I'm not really sure I should be talking about that
Okay.
here right now. But two things I definitely want to do.
Sure.
Number one is make our students future-proof. I don't want to make them future-ready. I want to make them future-proof. That's something that we have already set in motion. I came in about, actually today I completed 11 months here.
क्या बात है, sir.
Yeah,
Congratulations,
so
congratulations.
Today I completed 11 months here, but this is something that I'm looking forward to doing with my students. And change is not a process you bring in immediately. You have to slowly bring it in. You follow this normal process, unfreeze, change, refreeze. But I am happy that the way the students responded, because having their buy-in was very critical for me. And one thing that I have maintained is my office has an open door policy for students.
Sir, it's too much open. Sir, they're disturbing me while the shooting is going on.
This is their office.
Oh, wow.
I'm here for them.
That's lovely, sir. That's lovely.
And this is something, that is, you will find it's very peculiar to
These
SIBM.
students, let me complain on the camera, didn't let me talk to sir personally as well. पीछे 4 खड़े, अभी भी एक खड़ा हुआ है यहाँ पे. ये सब free time दे ही नहीं रहे मेरे sir को. No, I'm sure they love you a lot, sir. They love you.
Well, I love them too.
That's, of course, it's a mutual.
Because I'll tell you one thing, this is something that's a culture that is there in SIBM, and you will see it. If you were there in Bangalore on Saturday, you would have seen it. There's somebody who was passed out, let's say in 1980, and somebody who's passed out in 2024.
Right.
Will sit together very peacefully with one common thread amongst them, that they have passed out from the portals of this institution.
Superb. Sir, how this legacy continued? What is the one thread you can relate to what Mr. Mazumdar, the founder and president of Symbiosis, and you could see across campuses? Is there a value system? Is there what's that?
Okay, let me put it this way, that irrespective of whichever institute of Symbiosis you are in, And if you look at the university itself, just giving you some stats, so we have 41 institutes now who are constituents of the university, 10 departments, 12 support departments and research centers. Go to anyone, it's built on two basic principles. Number one, transparency, and the other is accountability. These are standard across every Symbiosis institution, and that's what we carry forward. We are very clear about this.
Super.
Like, for example, there are certain things that we have zero tolerance for. Number one, obviously, financial irregularity.
Yeah.
Zero. Number two, disrespect towards women.
Wow.
People are talking about it now. We talked about it right from the beginning.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Sir, I remember, I'm not sure it's there anymore or not, but SCMHRD and SIBM both had a women dress code of sarees.
That was in the old days.
There was the old, sir,
It
I'm
was
not
there.
that old as well, but
Yeah.
2007, 2009, you would not know.
Yes, it was there at that
It
time.
was there. So any business fest you go, you could see that they are
You could
symbiosis ke
distinguish.
bachche.
भाई STP तो करना पड़ता है ना.
STP है then? Segment target
Segmentation,
positioning.
targeting,
Okay.
planning, differentiation.
Oh, different.
कुछ तो करना पड़ता है. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you have to move with the times.
Of course.
I'm not really sure how many of my girl students would be comfortable putting on a sari on a day-to-day basis. It's also uncomfortable.
I know
probably
very,
for them.
yeah, of course, it
So
could be.
we
can
go with
debate.
them. We go with them. So whatever they are comfortable with, the only thing we say is that it has to be decent.
Yeah.
Apart from that, we are no moral police. We don't dictate. We don't tell them what to do. And I can tell you one thing: all my students are extremely responsible.
Super. Super.
Yeah.
Great. Sir, let me ask you some tough questions. So,
Welcome.
lot of people leave SCMHRD, SIBM. Let's leave SCMHRD for the next conversation, which starts at 4 p.m.
No, that's okay with me.
Okay. Okay, you represent the Symbiosis brand.
Yeah.
So, a lot of students leave, let's say even Narsi Monji for that matter, even SPJain Bombay,
Yeah.
and they go to IIMs, right?
Yes.
And SIBM versus IIMs is always a tough call, right?
It is.
A, B, C, I, L, K are ahead of us. You would agree or not, but by the stats, by the numbers.
No, I can only go by the official rankings. If you go by that, yes.
NRF?
NIRF.
Okay. And comparing with Udaipur, Ranchi, Trichy, your
We're
friend
above.
Pavan Kumar Singh.
We're above.
You're above. Okay, great. So when a student he comes to you and he calls you up, sir, मेरे पास I am Trichy है, आपके best friend पवन कुमार सिंह, या I am नागपुर है, आपके दूसरे best friend भीम राय मैत्री साहब. These both are the director of the business school.
Yeah.
So what advice you going to give them?
See, obviously, my first preference would be to tell them that, look, there's no better school than SIBM Pune. Okay, that goes without saying.
I was expecting
but then
that.
the thing is that every student will have his or her own choice. And there would be a number of factors that they would look at. Right? So, and it's fine. I mean, somebody leaves me for a better school.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with it.
Okay.
Everybody is aspirational. Everybody wants the best. And I'm sure parents would want the best for their children as well. We have no objection to that. Absolutely none. But what we have done is open a window, and I can share something that I do with my students, something that I've been doing for a long time now.
Yeah.
The moment we declare the first merit list, my interaction with my students starts, the incoming batch. So there is something that I myself run which is called Guftago.
Okay.
Yeah. It happens once every month
Okay.
with all the incoming students. So this year we had about 3 or 4.
Okay.
And we chat.
Nice.
We chat about just about everything.
Okay.
And each session goes for about 3 to 4 hours.
What?
There is nobody else. It's just me and my students.
The upcoming batch of
The
admissions.
incoming batch.
The incoming batch.
Who
Oh,
have
wow.
not even been here, who don't know their director from black or white. The monster that they see on screen is the only one they see. But there's no barrier.
Wow.
And we do it every month.
Great. Send me the link here. I'll share it across the students as well. Great, sir.
Yeah. No, the link will be given when the incoming batch comes in now.
Yeah, incoming batch. Once they've signed up.
Yeah. So the last one
incoming
happens
batch.
just about a week before they physically come on campus.
Acha, wo wala. Okay, got it. I'm saying for the admissions.
So,
wise,
one of my favorite lines to them is that, look, I'm not Sir Winston Churchill. Okay, so I won't promise you blood. But sweat and tears definitely I will promise you. And I keep my promise. You can check with my students.
Oh my goodness. Great, sir. Sir, talking about students, I'm sure you've seen so many Symbiosis campuses. You've worked in corporate before for a long time. You've done your PhD done. You've studied law yourself.
Yeah.
You've seen the world, I would say, definitely more than me. And while working with corporations, they're coming on campus, meeting you as well, the best of the companies. What kind of students actually shine in the corporate world later on in life, as per your experience of leadership? कुछ qualities आपको देखने में मिलती है कि यार
First quality is that he or she is a SIBM student. That is the first quality. No, I'll tell you, there is a different culture that's here. And that culture is that everything is student driven. Now, we have 9 student councils. So that would be from PAT, that's a placement team, to ART, which is our admissions team. So there are 9 of them. There are 6 special interest groups. So they would be basically based on your specializations. But the kind of work the students do is phenomenal, number one. Number two is we entrust them with responsibilities right practically from day one. Right? So even for example, if we are having the orientation program going for the students, the compares will be from the first years.
Okay.
And they're volunteers. They come up and they do a fabulous job. And that is how we groom them. So that's where their education actually starts.
So curricular, extracurricular वाला जो अच्छा करता है, they are shining.
It's not just extracurricular. This is practical management. Okay, you want to organize an event, this is your budget, manage within it. You want to spend more, get sponsorship.
Got it.
So with limited resources, how to get the best possible results, I think that is what my kids are absolutely good at.
Superb.
Yeah, and we are here to support.
Great. So
And
one,
we give them a lot of freedom in that.
yeah. So one point is people who excel. This is a generic question, sir. What kind of students excel? अच्छी नौकरी ले रहे हैं. Apart from the luck factor, you know, placement के दिन पे luck factor भी होता है, right?
Agreed.
I was lucky. I got through GE day zero.
Great.
2007, 2008 का time था, the recession time had hit. I got a PPO. Life was sorted, right? PPO के लिए मैंने बड़ी मेहनत की थी. Placement तो sir day zero luck होता है. But still, sir, there are some kids who outshine. That's my question. Kuch skills which they can also. All these guys who are entering top business schools. Sir, I'll be honest. कुछ अहमदाबाद जाएंगे, कुछ SPJain जाएंगे.
बिल्कुल जाएंगे.
कुछ IIM त्रिची जाएंगे, कुछ आपके
SP कम जाएंगे, but okay.
SP क्यों नहीं कम जाएंगे?
कम जाएंगे, okay. IIM जाएंगे, अहमदाबाद जाएंगे, I agree.
So कहीं तो सर ये जाएंगे. सर इनके लिए क्या एडवाइस है कि यार ये आपके एक्सपीरियंस से देखा है कि ये वाली स्किल्स पे होन करो और in the next coming few years?
See, there are plenty of skills that we would want them to have. पहले हम लोग बात करते थे IQ की.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we started talking about EQ. That was especially during COVID.
Yeah.
And looking at the tumultuous year that we had last year, when quite a few of my fellow institutions suffered, we closed out in December. 23rd of December 23, we signed out. Right? So there is a third Q that SIBM swears by, and the third Q is RQ.
Okay.
So R stands for resilience. My students are tough and they're made so tough that they can handle any situation. Yeah, so I think that is going to be the key going forward. It's IQ plus EQ plus RQ.
Great. So
And that is where SIBM students, really excel. The grind that we put them through. Some people, there has been this unfortunate incident in EY that we all know.
Yeah.
But my students are aware of the realities. They're prepared to work hard for it. And they're prepared to take anything that is thrown at them. So, that toughening, that process starts from day one itself. Yes, obviously, we give them the best of conceptual inputs. We give them the best of, whatever is required to be contemporary, whatever is required to be relevant. And my focus is never, what is going to be relevant today. So if my student is joining today, is my student going to be relevant 2 years down the line? Right? This is where we talk about being future-proof, not future-ready.
Got it.
So whatever comes, whatever disruptions come, my students will be prepared to handle that. They'll be in a position to handle it. They have the flexibility, they have the agility, they have the knowledge.
So resilience is an important thing you say you want to achieve. Sir, where do you draw the line? This question is for myself, not for them. Sir, I tell my team, so I'm going to bend you.
Yeah.
Just don't break.
Yeah.
But they still break.
Yeah.
Right? And when we were growing up, it was like you break and then your mom will give you a chanta and pull you back, And then again you break and then give you another chanta and you pull you back, right? That's what, And Punjabi moms, like
Yeah.
chanta, whatever is in hand, it's going to come and
Yeah.
flying everything.
Yeah.
That's how I grew. And that made me stronger. Now everything is sorted. But these kids, I explain them slowly. And even a couple of my employees, being honest, now we're a 72-member team. How do you define the line? Where is the bending and where is the breaking?
See, for you to define a particular line, I wouldn't really put it that way, but what I strongly believe in is open communication. I trust my kids to come and tell me, sir,
हो गया बस.
no, I need to hold it here. And we'll respect that.
अच्छा.
See, everybody is different. I will have kids, you can push them to the nth degree and beyond and they can take it. Some may not be that strong. I have to respect that. Somewhere I also need to know where to draw the line. Somewhere I want my students to come and tell me that I need to stop here. And let me tell you, they've never hesitated.
अच्छा.
I believe in keeping totally open communications with my students. Like I said before, this office is for them. There is an open door policy that we have, and any student is free to meet me at any time.
Super. So you're the thick and thin of things with the students. And
I am hands-on. I am
Okay.
hands-on.
Badhiya, sir.
There's no barrier between us.
बहुत बढ़िया.
So if you look at what is also different in SIBM, if you look at the faculty, you look at the staff, you look at the students, you look at me, we are one team.
Superb.
Right?
Got it, sir. Sir, SIBM, let's talk about placements. That's the thing. Sir, people ask these questions, and many people have this notion of saying BSchools are a placement agency. Bhai.
That's the first sentence that I utter
Yeah.
during the orientation speech.
Yeah.
When I address them for the first time, is that we are not a placement agency.
That's the narrative. Yeah.
That is the first thing I tell them. See, placements is again dependent on a lot of things, most of which we can do nothing about. Let me enumerate them for you. Number one, your past academic record. I can't do anything about it.
Right.
Your academic record, your CGPA while you are in SIBM, I can't do anything about it. It's you who has to perform. Number three, the number of vacancies the recruiter is going to have.
Yeah.
The kind of job profile, the JD that the recruiter is going to have.
Right.
And lastly, how is going to be your performance during the recruitment process. Now, all these 5 things are beyond my control. What we can equip them, number one is obviously conceptual skills, conceptual clarity, the latest in whatever is going around in the market. That is one thing that we'll definitely do. Secondly, we also help them to learn how to face the recruiters. Pretty rigorous process that is followed, and here I want to make a mention of all my student councils who do a fabulous job of
training the younger
training the
batches.
juniors. I think this culture that SIBM has is pretty unique, and it does help us to a large extent. But yeah, placements is dicey business.
Yeah, so of course, पिछले पुराने पाप तो तुम्हारे धुल नहीं सकते, but आप जहाँ पे help कर सकते हैं by making sure the faculty that the curriculum is updated, senior आके junior को help करें, that's the peak. Of course, sir, getting more number of companies on campus is the BSchools.
Continuously, and I have no hesitation in going to the market.
Yeah.
So even when I was in Bangalore, I met a few companies.
Right.
Some of them had never come to campus before, but we still managed to convert them.
Superb, sir. Superb.
And by nature, I'm a salesman.
Oh, is it?
I prefer my
Your
nickname.
career was sales?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I never knew that.
Listen, all of us only sell.
Yeah.
Whether it is somebody who's a junior or somebody who's the MD, what are we doing? We're selling.
True that.
Right.
True that.
So, yeah, I guess that's where it all comes from.
Superb. So tough question again. What are the few challenges you think with these new age kids? I know you love your kids.
Yeah.
But still, sir, you've given an Aladdin ka chirag and you can just transform them a little bit. I don't want to listen.
Well, if I had an Aladdin ka chirag, I would have rolled back the COVID pandemic.
Oh, okay.
See, what happened was, this is something that I keep talking about, resilience took a hit. People lost a lot. They lost their near and dear ones, they lost confidence. People lost out on, the actual experience of being on campus, being in a classroom, relating to other human beings. That ability was lost in between. We went online, we did digital. People keep talking a lot about how Harvard managed everything in 1 month and things and so. Nobody talks about symbiosis. We did it in 15 days. We went digital in 15 days. No exam was postponed. We did it. We went online. We went digital. We still did it, right? But if I were to change something, I would have preferred to roll back those 2 years so that students would have been in campus. We had one batch, quite a few students of which never came to campus.
Yeah.
Yeah. And an MBA program, it's not just about learning in the classroom. And most of it happens outside the classroom.
True
It's an
that.
out-of-class learning. It's peer learning. It's group learning. That's what they lost out on. So if I was given a magic lamp, I would roll back those 2 years.
Superb. Great, sir. Great. No, I totally understand. In fact, all of my batchmates, we are like nearly 12 plus years from SPJain. All of them are directors. They're hiring people as well. And I could see like people, my friends from Xiaomi, GE, Googles of the world, when they hire people, they could see ये civil. And हम बात करते कि civil engineer ने online Zoom पे bridge बनाया है अभी. राइट मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग कोर वाले हम लोग को वो मेटल का पीस देते हैं इंजीनियर्स वुड बी एबल टू रिलेट वो मेटल के पीस को घिसते जाओ उसको सीधा करना होता है वो खड़ा हो रहा है 3 घंटे एंड देन कम फॉर द नेक्स्ट क्लास फिर उसके अंदर होल बनाना है बैठ के एंड अगर वो खड़ा हो रहा तुम पास हो नहीं तो -5 मार्क्स तो वो वर्कशॉप होती थी एंड NIT सूरत कल डेज गर्मी नो AC इन देयर एक्सेट्रा तो वी लिव थ्रू दैट लाइफ तो कंप्यूटर वालों ने नकल मारी है पास हुए पूरा का पूरा कोड so those 2 years people have lost in them बच्चों की गलती नहीं है
And see, what also happened was it impacted their psyche. We talked a lot about VUCA. Everybody knows what VUCA is. But then we moved on to the psyche of the students, which is what we used to call Bani. Right? So what happened to the students? B stands for brittle. That strength, that mental strength the student would have from being in class, being with his batchmates, working together, strengthening up yourself, that went away. The brittleness crept inside. That was the first thing. The second thing was that the world suddenly became ambiguous because at the same time we have had this onslaught of ChatGPT, AI, Gen AI. So you're actually unsure of what is going to happen next. So that ambiguity crept in. Right? The third thing that we can look at as to what happened was non-linearity. So it's not like everything is going to proceed in a straight line. You'll go zigzagging all over the place.
True.
How do you handle that? And then there is inconsistency. 2 plus 2 is not necessarily equal to 4. How do you manage that? So this is something that we have had to contend with also. How do we manage our students' mind? Make them strong, make them ready to look at the future, make them agile to adapt to whatever roles because that's what's happening today.
True that.
You may be picked up for a role, but that role may not exist by the time, because placements will happen very soon.
Right.
Touch wood, again, all our students will be placed very happily. But what happens if that role doesn't exist by the time it comes for you to join the company?
Yeah.
The question will come for you, okay, this role is not there, but we can offer you this role. Are you capable of handling it?
True.
Would you be happy to handle it? If we can make students strong enough to accept that and to handle that, I think half the battle would be won.
That's amazing, sir. Okay, last part of the conversation in interest of time. Sir, Snap. I would like you to comment on Snap. Exam is very easy.
No, I would disagree.
Okay.
See, this is a mistake that everybody says. 60 minutes, ho jayega.
Sir, have you seen my videos?
Yeah, I follow you. I follow you. Yeah. I can imitate you as well, but I'm not going to do it on your show.
Come on, sir. Give me a shot.
What? There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
But no, I think that's a misconception.
Okay, it's not an
don't
easy
fall
exam.
into this trap, but don't take it lightly.
Sir, as compared to CAT, it is. ZAT, it is. Come on.
Well, it depends on individual to individual. Yeah.
But they say
But
it's student friendly, है ना? ये ART वाले बोलते हैं.
Everything about symbiosis is student friendly, but does that mean we don't give them sleepless nights?
After coming inside.
After coming inside, and even before.
But yeah, respect, sir. One exam in the country. So I always say, like, it's a preparation-based exam.
Yes.
Yeah. Since I'm not talking about Narsi Moji per se, but NMAT and SNAP are preparation. अगर आपने 3 महीना रिगर मारा है अच्छे से, you can get a 99%. हाँ भाई मानता है कि नहीं? कि नहीं?
See, you look at my cutoff, which was pretty high. But then, you have to accept one fact. That in your overall admissions process, only 50% weightage is given to SNAP. So, you may not necessarily score very high. Of course, there will be a cutoff. There has to be a cutoff.
Right.
Because, last year, for example, I had 71,000 applications to which I took 180 students.
Right.
So, there has to be a cutoff.
Right.
But at the end of the day, there are certain other attributes that we also look at. And we don't look at just what you have done so far. We try and assess the potential that you have for the future. I think our focus is more on that. The potential that you have within you, and whether we can use that and harness that to make you a good professional.
Got it. Got it. Sir, 2 cheat sheets for the students. People have stayed till the end of the entire podcast. One cheat sheet is, sir, when I was interviewing these people, a lot of people have said I've given 2 attempts or 3 attempts.
Yeah.
For SNAP.
Yeah.
Would you recommend them कि यार एक एग्जाम के 2-3 अटेम्प्ट ले सकते
No, I would not recommend that. I think it's because we've already given them the option.
Yeah.
I think they should utilize it. See, anything can happen. Why did we do it in the first place, right?
Yeah.
See, what if you were not at your best on that day?
एक और
What you were under pressure? What if there was a mishap?
Yeah.
Your vehicle broke down. Whatever happened, you were just not able to give it your best shot.
Right.
Should we lose that student?
Got it.
Right? So what we said is, okay, we'll give you multiple attempts, so, and we'll take the best score out of that. So the idea is that give the students a chance, because some may be slow starters, some may be fast starters, but then, let's try and get the best students. That's the idea.
So, and it's a 1 hour like quick through.
Yeah.
So good, sir. Great. Okay, sir. Cheat sheet. What does director of SIBM Pune look into a student once they're sitting across the table? What are the few skills?
For what? Admission?
Admissions. Sir.
I can't answer that question.
Come on, sir.
Because I don't sit across the table to select.
So you
my
would
students.
know. I'm sure you would be.
I don't. There are a set of parameters that are given to my panelists.
Great.
Yeah.
Like what?
Which I'm not going to disclose.
Come on, sir.
Okay. But let me tell you that the panelists, 50% of them could be internal, 50% of them could be outside.
Perfect.
The proportion can change.
Super.
We lay a lot of stress on having our own alumni on the panels.
Lovely. So one of the alumni.
So there are 2 things that they will look at. Number one, whether whether you have it in you to become an SIBM student, with due respect to others.
Okay.
We believe we are a little different. And whether you are a good cultural fit for the environment that is there in SIBM.
Okay.
It is pretty pushy.
Okay.
So there are these 2 factors that we will definitely look at. But
That's great.
The base parameters, I won't be able to share with you.
That's great. No, that's fine. Of course, there'll be communication skills, the articulation, a little bit of intellectual.
My lips are sealed.
I'm going to ask these students who have cracked it.
It's between you and them. But there's no guarantee that what they went through will be repeated this year.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Sir, one last question again. This is again a tough question. Sir, SIBM का फॉर्म स्नैप के पहले भरना होता है.
हाँ.
सर वो ऐसा नहीं हो सकता कि मुझे स्कोर मिल जाए फिर मैं फॉर्म भरूं मेरे थोड़े पैसे बच जाएंगे सर. I represent the student community.
Let's put it this way, that by default, almost 75% of everybody who fills in the form for SNAP fills in the form for SIBM.
Correct.
So those who are sure of themselves that I can get the cutoff, they fill in the SIBM form in any case. Yeah.
तो भरना तो है.
And there are a lot of students, I think they follow Maslow pretty well. So the self-realization stage they go into very fast. That, I mean, it may not be possible for me to meet SIBM cutoffs, right? So they do fill it for the other institutes, but anyone who feels that I have a reasonable chance of getting into SIBM does fill in the form. And we want those people who are sure of themselves. So, yeah, that's where we are. But that's SIBM for you.
All right, sir, any parting thoughts with all these great people? So they're going to jumping in December after their CAT is done and they'll be preparing for SNAP examination right now as we talk. Any message for all my 21, 22-year-old who are listening to us, sir?
2 messages that I always give. Number 1, believe in yourself. That's number 1. And number 2 is there is life beyond IIMs.
Come to SIBM.
That life is SIBM.
Thank you so much for joining in. Boys and girls, do it on the like button for sure और मुझे comment करके बताइए any questions you have regarding SIBM's admission process, regarding form filling और sir के बारे में और एक thank you पक्का लिखिएगा. I really enjoyed this conversation, sir. Humble to have you on board. Thank you so much, sir. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.